here today, and today on another video we are doing a movie review, and we are doing it on Spider-Man Far From Home, and we are going to be talking about it and going over basically the whole sum of the movie and going over what we thought about, our opinion, and also what other people may have, the community, I guess, thinks of the movie. And I'm going to talk about Easter eggs and stuff like that. And so we're going to go through all that and whether you should see the movie or not, if you haven't seen it already. And I should let you know, there will be spoilers in this review, so if you don't want to do that, you may want to click it there. Anywho, so we're gonna do that, so let's get into it. First thing first is, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe down there and click that notification button, the little bell icon. Click that so you get to know on all my new videos. And I'm kidding, you don't want to miss them. I know you don't want to miss them. And also, don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video and comment down below what do you think of Spider-Man Far From Home if you saw it. And also, if you haven't seen it, what are you excited about seeing? And another thing is who is your favorite Spider-Man out of all the Spider-Man? Is it Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland? Let me know in the comments, and that's about that. So let's get into it. Alright, so first we're gonna kind of talk about the general opinion of the movie. So it reminds me a lot of Homecoming. Alright, so Homecoming was where Spider-Man, had the homecoming suit. It was kind of like, it was a onesie. And so that was what it reminded me of. It was very kind of that same style, same producer, same actors. Definitely, this one was a little more action-packed, a little more, I guess, sad, but it wasn't really sad. Actually, that's one thing I don't like about this movie, is it's really not sad. But we'll be getting into the negatives later. So yeah, basically that's what it reminded me of. There's a lot of cool places. They get to go through all of them. They go to, it's basically a whole Europe trip. They go to Italy, they go to Germany. Also, there's a lot of action scenes, like a lot. So if you like action, this has a lot of action scenes, but then it has a story to it, so, it's not just all an action fix. So, that was kind of the whole kind of rundown of the movie. So it's basically the whole rundown of the movie is Peter Parker has just came back from the snap of Endgame. So from the Endgame, Tony Stark sacrifices life and whatever to save everybody, and they called the blimp when everybody went back and all that, which you'll be hearing in the movie, a lot of that. And so there's a lot of that in there. There's where they're kind of honoring the people on the news, talking about thanking them for losing it, and seeing if Spider-Man's going to be the next Iron Man. So that's kind of how that's going. And there's like all this kind of stuff happening in the beginning of the movie, and Peter Parker, all he wants to do is just get away from it, and that's why he's going on this class trip. Which is funny, it doesn't, in the movie, it doesn't really even talk about like why they're going on a class trip, which I really wish they went more on to. It's with the same group of people. There's MJ and all the same cast you saw in Homecoming. So they go on the trip. He doesn't want to deal with Spider-Man. He just wants to go ahead and enjoy his time and talk to MJ and tell her how he feels. So that's basically the whole gist of the story, but there's a twist. Nick Fury comes up with Mysterio. Well, not comes up with him, finds him. Well, technically Mysterio finds him, but that's besides the point. And they need Spider-Man to help, but there's a twist, which if you haven't seen the movie, this is a big twist. Mysterio's the evil guy, and if you read the comics, you know that. Mysterio's a villain, a real bad villain, a twist, and so he just wants the glasses, but Spider-Man doesn't know that, and he's thinking the next Iron Man, it could be him, which would be funny because, the next Iron Man should be Iron, not powerful. Anyway, so anyway, that's about it, but he has to fight all these villains and persevere and all that stuff, so that's about the rundown of the movie. So over the good stuff, kind of the introduction, and the bad stuff. The good stuff was that it was really action-packed. There was a lot of cool suits. I really liked that. yeah, and then there's some bad stuff, which, you know, I have to tell you guys, I am not a fan of Tom Holland. I'm just not a fan of him. I think he's a great actor. I do not like him as Spider-Man, and I think MJ was probably the worst decision to have Zendaya play MJ. She just totally opposite character than what MJ is in all the comics, the movies, the video games. That was really poor on Marvel. I'm really actually upset about that. Anyway, so yeah, so there may be a little bit of biasism on this about that, but besides that, it's pretty fair as you're gonna get. And I know there's a lot of people like him, and partly I believe, if I'm getting correct, that the reason people like the new Spider-Man movies is because it's lighthearted. It's not so depressing and all that, which I get, but I think they went almost too lighthearted. They need some real drama, and the whole thing of Spider-Man was drama, persevering, getting through the fight, and just winning. And that's not at all what these movies symbolize. It symbolized, oh, fun time, there's action, and pow pow. You know, it's upsetting to me, honestly, personally, especially seeing the very first Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I've seen every Spider-Man movie there's ever been, unless it's like the old ones with like the Asian actors and stuff like that, and you know, like the really fake stuff. But the actual movies, you know, and I just, yeah. But anyway, so that's kind of just letting you all know that. So anyway, we're gonna get into the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's get into it. Since you guys all know my opinion on that, please try not to hate me too much in the comments about that. It's just how I feel, and I know a lot of other people feel that the same way. But anyway, yeah. So the good about this movie was, alright, there was a lot of cool places, there were new cities, there was, you know, I already talked about it, you know, there's Paris, there's, Germany, there's all kinds of places, plus New York. Not only that, but also a lot of cool suits. They had the stealth suit, they had the original suit that he had, they had the Iron Spider suit, they had, they had, the new black suit with the white spider on it, and they even had, in a scene where he's fighting Mysterio, him in the Homecoming suit. So that was pretty cool. I liked how, that's one thing I love about the new movies, is that they have all the different types of suits, and they have like electric taser things. That was pretty cool. And yeah, and it was really funny. I did like the funny parts of it. There was one scene where he was in the bathroom, and the secret agent gave him the new suit, the stealth suit, and he was taking his pants, and then this guy walked in and took a picture of him, just gonna tell MJ. I thought that was really funny. Also, he used Eden, which is the glasses, which controls all of Stark's billion-dollar tech and all that, and he uses it to target the guy on while they're driving, and he swings up and stops it from happening. But the whole situation was just hilarious. So yeah, and I do like how it was at the end they did have a special Easter egg with, if you love the Tobey Maguire, Jane Jonason, but I honestly can't for like me remember his name. Anyway, that's besides the point. He was in the movie talking about, you know, crap about Spider-Man, and it was so great to see his face and hear his voice again. Oh man, we missed him for sure. And they, when Spider-Man got his identity, you know, spoiled all over New York, and the swinging was the best part. They finally showed Spider-Man actually swinging through New York. Who knew that they could actually do that? Who knew they could actually swing through New York? Spider-Man, wow, yeah. I think it's just kind of funny that, you know, Spider-Man, the whole point we really like it, besides, you know, the character part of it, is that he swings and runs on buildings. And they show none of that in Homecoming, in Civil War, in Endgame, and in Infinity War they showed a little bit, but like a short minute. This was like a good, probably 4 minutes. It was great, and you know, it's probably more than that. I honestly don't know. So I really did appreciate that, and it was when he was swinging with MJ, and it was just really cool. I did like that. So anyway, that was about as much as I liked about the movie. And I did like how they had Mysterio bad. I'm so glad they didn't make him good, because that would totally destroy from the actual comic books. So I did like that. But besides that, that was about it for the good parts. So now let's get on to the bad. The bad. All right, I'm just gonna let you all know there's gonna be a lot of bad. So if you want to skip through this to goes to the ugly, be my guest, because there is gonna be a lot of bad. All right, let's go. So with the bad, okay. First of all right, this is gonna be a whole lot of bad. First of all, let's start from the characters. Okay, Tom Holland, terrible actor for playing Spider-Man. He's too nice. He's too kind of like, oh, you know, he doesn't even act awkward. He has a little bit of awkwardness, but not enough to where it's like, you know, Peter Parker. And when he says I'm Peter Parker or all that stuff, in my brain I don't envision him as Peter Parker. He's too not Peter Parker. He just has that in voice, and I don't know if it's the Queen voice or whatever, but it's just the way he acts, and it's just not what Peter Parker looks like. It's just not him. Honestly, he just reminds me of an Englishman trying to play Spider-Man. That's honestly what I get from it. And I know there will be haters in the comments, but you know, it's just how I feel. Second, the suits. First of all, the suits. I could have gone over this in Homecoming, but I didn't have this channel started when that happened. With the Spider-Man suit, it has 2 lines. In all of the comments, it was always one black line. Maybe for the newer ones, I mean the suit's pretty similar, but it's just too futuristic. Plus, he didn't make his suit. In this movie, he did. He actually did make one of the suits, which was great to see. But you know, he didn't make the suit, and it was just handed to him. It's like he was a rich boy kind of thing, and I that was not Spider-Man. It wasn't. It's a shame that they did this, because it truly could have been a great movie. These movies could have been great for Spider-Man, but they just terrible. But anyway, let's get backtrack on this movie. Okay, so MJ. Zendaya, why? Out of all the people in the world, why do you have to pick on Zendaya? She's a great actor. She's pretty, she's strong, she's terrible at being an MJ. MJ, first of all, in the comics, she has red hair. This person has black hair. Second, she's white. Literally, I'm not being racist here, she literally was white in the comics. Unless you maybe go to an alternate version, but this isn't an alternate version. It's the legit, the ultimate version. And she was not Mexican. Or black, or whatever, you know, a race she is. It doesn't matter. She does not look the part. Not only that, but she also don't even act the part. She's too, like, heroism. She's not like MJ, where she has, you know, brave moments, but, you know, she just acts too much goth kind of look. I get this kind of like, oh good, like I don't give a crap kind of look. It's not at all what MJ. MJ was always bright, nice, not like girly girl, but like just not goth. It was totally, I did not like how they had goth a look in there. I thought that was kind of sad that they did that, and she's totally opposite of what MJ is in the comics, the movies, the video games. She just isn't what it's supposed to be, and that really ruins the kind of immersion of the movie, and I'm sad by that. Yeah. Anyway, but besides that one part just really bugs me, you know. So yeah. Anywho, on to Ned. I do like how they add Ned. Ned was one good innovation I did like to see in the Spider-Man. But they don't have Harry. I don't know if they're going to add him in later movies, but Harry was a big part in Spider-Man's life, and they didn't have him. And I felt like for this, they should have had him in the movie, or at least introduced him. And maybe not in the first movie, maybe the second movie, but they didn't do that. And it's upsetting. And Ned, they bounce off good, but it's not right. But he's a good actor. I would have definitely kept him. And okay, so, and then, first of all, Flash, you know, the big muscle guy with the blonde hair or whatever. First of all, he's an Indian dude. An Indian dude. Still not racist, just letting you know. Indian. He was white and muscular and a football player, and you made him a nerd Indian. That's just a jerk and just rich. Like, that is totally not the character. I mean, it's like, oh, hey, you know what, you know, on the storyboard, let's just say, I have an idea, let's get this Indian guy because, you know what, we need to put more ideas of different races into different movies and all that. Let's do that. Let's put the Indian guy because apparently this white guy is too stereotypical, and let's put this. But no, this is in the comics. But no, you know what, let's do this because everybody likes, you know, that. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I'm not saying he's a bad character. I think the character they chose for him was bad. And that it upsets me because we're getting to a point where why even make it out of the comics? Just make a whole different storyline. I mean, that's kind of how I felt about it. But anyway, those were the main problems I didn't like. Everything else was pretty good. Oh yeah, Peter Parker's strength. First of all, he's not as strong in the comics, but yet he can hold a 2,000-ton boat, but yet he can't lift a rock. And this is from Homecoming, so I mean, I'm just kind of blending in this movie because I may not get another chance. So first of all, he can hold it. A 2,000-ton or a 200-ton or whatever. It was still a lot of force and weight. He can hold that, but he can't lift up a rock that's literally, he can stop a bus and all, but he can't hold up basically a concrete platform. I mean he did, but I mean he had to call help, and that was the struggling point, and I was upset with that. But that was just for last moment. Just wanted to add that little part in there. But yeah, and not only that, the biggest thing of the whole movies, besides the favorite part, that was wrong with the Spider-Man movies, is that there wasn't enough drama. There wasn't enough necessary drama. There wasn't enough where he's struggling. Everything was too good. It was too perfect. It wasn't wrong. When he was late, there was no penalty. There's no consequences. You need consequences in a movie like this. You need to have a human. That's why the people grabbed onto Spider-Man so much, is because it related to us. It related to us, people that are in school and trying so hard, or people that are in need, and all the other Marvel characters, they did great with that. It's just, in this sense, the character that symbolized it all, they just went whoop out the window, and they just said, you know what, let's make it happy. And that's the one thing that upset me. I don't mean they need to make it 100% just dark and sad and depressing, but they need points of that where it's depressing. Now, I have to say, when he was fighting Mysterio, that was a losing battle, and that was probably the best part in the entire movie, was that part where it was cool looking, and not only that, but also there was some losing part, like he's not going to win. And that was probably the best part in the entire movie of Far From Home. And the rest is so bad. It's just so bad. But anyway, that's for the that's kind of for the bad. Anyway, that's kind of what I think. If they just fix those problems, they had a chance to fix it, but nobody's gonna go up and say, tell them, hey, we need to fix it because it's working, sadly. But they're not going to fix it. But this would have been a perfect chance to fix everything. Just have them all go through a portal into the multi-universe and have a better crew come out, and then that be our people. But they didn't do that. So, but anyway, that's kind of what I think, and personally, why the movies aren't my favorite and why it's bad. So anyway, that's the bad. Anyway, on to the ugly. The ugly was a little parts in the movie. There was a little bad CGI, partly with how. On the back, there were maybe a little types of little glitches, kind of like it didn't look quite clean. Not clean like it was clean, but clean where it was visually clean. And some of it where it looked a little too fake. Besides that, that was the only thing I felt ugly. They did a pretty good job on it. Yeah, so anyway, that's the good, bad, and ugly. So on to, also with the, so on to the cast. Now the cast, you all know the cast, so I'm not even going to talk about that. There was no character, which was Mysterio, so yeah. Oh, also, I totally forgot on the bad part. Also, Aunt May is young. She's young. She has long hair and it's red. I mean, she could have been MJ. I mean, seriously. But they need to make Aunt May's hair short. I get it for like a modern aunt, like what makes sense in an aunt, but they need to at least kind of try to make it to the old one. At least have the girl dye her hair silver or wear a silver wig or something and have it short, maybe in the bun or something. At least then it would at least represent, the old character, which they didn't do that. And not only that, she also knows his secret identity. Aunt May didn't know his secret identity until way later in the comics when he's like almost done with high school, or actually when he was in college. And they didn't have that, so that was not right. Anyway, just wanted to let you know that. Anywho, we're also going to go over the Rotten Tomatoes. So on Rotten Tomatoes, it got 90% Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty good. And then what I would rate it personally, since they're both super kind of very similar. But I would have to say I'd give it 5 out of 10. Out of 10, I would give it a 5. I felt like it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. It was better than Aquaman, which was probably a really bad DC movie. Anyway, that's about that. Anyway, now would I suggest to go see it? I would suggest to see it if you have extra money. If you don't have extra money, don't waste your time. Don't see it. Wait until it gets on Netflix or a streaming service and watch it then. So anyway, that's the video, guys. Sorry if I kind of ranted a little bit, and this video may be a little longer, but definitely if you agree with me or if you disagree with me, tell me in the comments. I like to know people's thoughts, and yeah. So anyway, that's about that, and hope you guys enjoy your day, and keep up to date with my videos so you get to know all the news and all the good stuff. So anyway, see you guys next time, and have a great day. Bye.